they're not dirty. His tail is completely intact. Occasionally we get birds that have been, once they're down on the ground, something tries to eat them, and then they have feathers pulled out as well. I'm now going to recover his head and check his weight on his chest. This guy is skinny. He's quite skinny. My guess at this point, and it's even, it's not just on one side. If it was on one side, then I would want to check the wing on that side to see if there was an injury he wasn't using. But both of his flight muscle, his pectoral areas, are, missing flesh. The overall health of the bird, and the fact that nothing's broken, he's alert, he doesn't act like he's been sick or injured, leads me to believe that it's possibly his age that contributed to his young of the year birds. Being a raptor is difficult. You have to hunt for your dinner. You have to learn where your food source is best found. Then you have to learn how to kill it. You've got to find a territory that doesn't already have another hawk or an owl in that territory. A large portion of first-year birds don't make it, unfortunately. There's a high percentage of them that just die of starvation because they don't acquire the skills to make it through the winter. So my guess for this guy is that he probably just missed a couple kills, or couldn't find food, and just got skinnier and skinnier, and he tried to bite me. I think we found one that bites. Another thing I do check in an exam is the eyes, to make sure that they both dilate and focus in case he suffered head injury. So I'll cover him. Pull my hand away quick. Flashlight works too. Show up the camera. Dark, light, dark, light. His eyes work fine. And then finally, what I would do,
Ooh, yeah.
maybe ask Lindsay for help here,
For what?
would be just to check his, look down his face.
Hmm?
Look down his throat to see if
Oh,
there's
down
any.
his throat.
Yeah.
No lesions.
No lesions, no. One thing birds of prey get is something called aspergillus, which from eating pigeons carry it, and it's kind of a fungal infection. Gets in their lung, their air sacs, and strangles them. But he's got clear and a good paint color to the top. So he's thin. He's probably missed some meals, but I don't see anything else wrong with him. This is a bird that I would imagine that we can give several, feed him up. Probably put him through hunting school again. We do have rodents here that we raise for that purpose. And then they have a large flight cage outside, 50 foot, and logs, tunnels, leaves, and the rodents go in there, and we make sure that the birds can hunt and kill their own food before we let them go. And finally, we do a thing called soft release with the youngsters. I tend to take these guys home or take them to a place where a feeding platform can be set out, and we then, every morning I thaw out a dead rat and I take it out and stick it on the feeding platform, and they come and eat it until such time that they don't need it. Or the crows learn where it's at and then it's gone before the hawk ever gets there. You can't put it out at night because then the raccoons get it, so it's kind of like a game of Russian roulette, who's going to get my thawed out rat first. But, so I would have high hopes for this individual.
You want me to wait quick?
Yeah.
Grams?
A little bit.
Or we grab this?
Yeah. This part's a little tricky because it involves laying the bird on its back, making the bird calm. I do talk to the birds. Some people, there's different views on talking or not talking, but try to keep my manner and my voice calm like it is, monotone. And I really think that they do pick up on.
Flat flag.
That's okay. So this involves me letting go of his feet ever so momentarily. He is 1.15.
1.15.
Yeah. Now very carefully getting hold of the feet again. This is kind of a high concentration now moment. Some of the birds, like some of the bigger birds, can deliver like up to, oh, I don't know, I don't have the exact number in my head, it's like 1,200 foot-pounds of pressure. There's a little hydraulic thing they do when they clench them, and basically most of the things they land on is squeezed to death in seconds. It's just like, you know, that's why when they land on the rabbit, his eyes pop out of his head, because they're really applying. And then they do cervical dislocation with their beak to finish the job. Don't bite me again, please. So that is a physical exam. Gonna pop up into this. There you go. That's that. We put the paper on the back. I just started doing that, by the way.
Yeah.
It helps us keep their